called Ella Irwin, and the second is Kaylin Kabler. And Kaylin is, as mentioned, the director of the Drama and Theater Arts at Wimberley High Schools. And I also just found out today that Kaylin has been with Lee Collet Studios for how many years now?
From the founding of it.
From the founding
in 2001.
of it. Yeah, and so she went all the way up through the ranks, and now she's a professional in the business. So, Elle, I want you to pay attention to that because that could be a really good role model for you. So, Lee, I've had the pleasure of having you on Rivertime before, and we got to hear about your story as a singer, a dancer, an actor, a director, a producer, a cabaret performer, and other aspects of your huge talent, which, by the way, for those of you that don't know Lee, and I can't imagine who in town that might be, it's wrapped in such a petite package that it's hard to imagine all that talent could be in this one little explosive package, but you are such an asset to this town.
Appreciate that.
And at that time, we talked about your summer camp.
Right.
And it was Seven Brides?
Seven Brides.
I want to say Oklahoma because that was the one.
That was the summer before.
I love your summer camps. And I got to meet Jeremy Lau, who was here in the studio, which is great. He was one of your amazing students. So I'm glad you have some more back with us. But today I want to focus on another aspect of your studios and the Black Diamond Cabaret Theater. And that is some of the serious dramas you produce. A lot of people know you for your wonderful classes and your student musical productions, but you also do some really high-quality dramatic productions. So what are some of the ones you've done over the past few years?
Well, the first one, when the Black Diamond was officially having a season, was one called Quartet, about retired opera singers. Yeah. And had some stellar talent. Mm-hmm. Then that was followed by To Kill a Mockingbird. Mm-hmm. Then we did The Outsiders, that had the teenagers. Right. And then the women followed that. And now we're doing The Bad Seed for Halloween.
I've only missed one of them.
Really?
I'm happy to say. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see The Outsiders, but I didn't realize the Quartet was the first one. Yeah. So, Ella, you are a young leading lady in The Bad Seed. Before we talk about the play itself, how long have you been working with Miss Lee?
For 2 years, I think.
So you get them really young, don't you, Miss Lee? How did you get started? What are some of the productions that you've been in?
I've been in a music video. Let's see. Last year, this summer, was my first play that I actually did. But I've done one music video, and that was my first big thing.
Uh-huh. And the play that you were in, that was The Seven Brides, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because as soon as you mentioned that, I remember you really stand out on the stage. So how did you get involved in theater? Or music, or, the arts?
First, how I got involved in acting is from my mom. She just said, "Hey, do you want to do acting?" And I was like,
"How many kids have mothers like that?"
Sure.
I might be able to say that.
And then
you did, Kaylin.
I did.
And then she brought me to my first class, which was in Austin. And then I've just been doing it since.
So you knew you were hooked when you had your first class? Mm-hmm. You really loved it the first time out. Lee, I think last time you and I talked about when younger than Elle over here, you have that hairbrush moment,
Oh, of course.
You're singing the musicals with your hairbrush and your mirrors, so.
And she's actually, though, younger. She's only 10. We said she was 11, but she's really 10.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I wish y'all could see her, too. So why don't you tell me about this play that you're in, and what's it called?
The Bad Seed.
The Bad Seed. Okay. Let's hear a little bit about it. And Kaylin, I'd like to hear your response to that question, too. How would you describe the play and your character?
Really dramatic. I think the role that I'm playing is scary and also fun at the same time.
Is it partly fun because it's scary and you get to be somebody else? Or? Yeah, I bet that would be. Kaylin, why don't you tell us about the play and a little bit of the plot line without giving too much away?
Well, the play itself begins when my husband character leaves to go on an assignment. He's in the military. And these strange happenings start to go on, and Christine, my character, is very concerned about her daughter, Rhoda, and what she is up to. That's Ella's character. What she is up to, and how scary she may be. Again, I don't know spoilers, but very high drama and a lot of back and forth between Ella's character and my character, as my character, Christine, tries to come to grips with reality and what her daughter is capable of doing.
You know, and Rhoda's just such a sweet little girl. Probably looks a lot like Ella right here with that sweet blonde hair and that sweet bow in her hair and her hands folded so nicely in her lap. So is the audience in for some good scares, Lee?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people will remember the film from the 1950s. It's a classic. And it's a melodrama. It's a thriller, but it's not campy. It's you know, it's just a dark, suspense-filled kind of a la Hitchcock.
And one of the reasons it's so scary is it's so realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not campy.
Right.
So, Kaylin, what drew you to audition for this?
Well, actually, it was a stroke of luck. I haven't really been on stage in a large capacity in about 6 years because I've been directing.
Been busy.
And yes, and with my rehearsal schedule with my students, I don't often have the opportunity. And I was on Facebook one morning and I saw a mutual friend of ours posted that Lee was in need of a leading lady for Bad Seed, and I was very familiar with the script. And so I shot her an email, and we had tried to work together in the past, but my schedule has just been too crazy, and somehow magically we were able to make the schedules and the worlds collide in a happy way. And it's been really, really wonderful to be back on stage. I love being a director, but I think it's good for my students for me to be back on stage as an actress again. Give me some perspective.
And she's wonderful. She is so just awe-inspiring.
Well, and I understand you came in not quite at the last minute, but with short notice.
I got the script the day of the first read-through. I showed up for a callback. I had gone earlier in the week to just do a cold read with Lee, and then I came and she was like, "Did you figure out if a schedule can work?" And I said, "I think I have." And she said, "Okay, well, you ready? Let's do it."
So what did your students say when they found out?
Oh, they're so excited. They're really excited to see me on stage. And they always are asking me how rehearsal's going. They'd help run lines with me. They're really, really supportive. And I think they like the perspective that I'm getting, going back to my roots.
Yeah.
So I can...
forgive me, this is Hilda. I have to tell
Yes,
you,
Hilda.
Brooke, our intern, is one of her students.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, Brooke. Oh, this is so exciting.
That's why I'm like smiling huge. I saw her walk in and I'm like, my student.
Okay, Brooke, put Brooke on the mic for a second. So what's it like to have your teacher on the firing line here? Does she have to practice what she preaches?
It's really cool. I think, like she said, it's really interesting perspective for us to have. We have helped her run lines. It's really fun to see her, because we always go through the process, the rehearsal process, and practicing. It's really interesting to see her go through that as well, because she's been doing it for so long. So it's really interesting to see how she develops her characters.
So you can learn real time from how she's doing the work, right?
Exactly. It's really cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And you had to learn a lot of lines really quickly.
I did. This is probably the largest line load that I have ever had.
Load. Ooh, that's a good
It's a lot of lines, and this playwright is very wordy and very specific with his wording, but it's really beautiful and it takes you back to the time period in which it's set. You can feel that time around
that's
you.
Great.
And we're doing it in a black and white format.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fascinating. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Now, Ella, you said you were in one musical, one play.
Yes.
And that's a little different when you're singing your lines and you maybe have some lines in between. What's it like to do a dramatic play like this and learn a lot of lines?
Well, it's very different. It's a new experience for me, and I think that it's making me a better actress. since I'm young.
Yes. Yes, you are, Ella. So do you have a process for learning lines?
Not really. I just go over them with my mom
Mm-hmm.
and do them line at a time.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you look at a page and there's a whole page of lines you have to learn. That must be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Or maybe not when you're 10 years old. What do I know? I know it is when you're years old. So.
Yeah.
So what drew you to this character? What drew you to audition for this?
Well, I didn't audition. Me and my mom were shopping with my sisters, and Miss Lee called my mom, and she said, can you ask Ella if she wants to do a play with me? And I was like, sure.
Well, she doesn't realize that she's always auditioning.
Yes.
In class, every rehearsal. So she had been auditioning. She just didn't know it.
So what did you see in Ella as a young actress? That
She looks younger than she is emotionally. She's very mature emotionally for her age, has a good attention span and a work ethic. Plus, she's very expressive. And I knew that she could play younger real easily. And I didn't want to take a chance on a real 8-year-old.
so that in the script it calls for
Yeah, she's 8, and she'll come across as 8. But
that sweet little face.
so she landed the role. She just didn't know that she was going for it.
So we were talking about this a little bit before about, this is a complicated character, shall we say, without giving too much away. How do you prepare for that? How do you get inside all the different aspects of this character?
Well, I practice like my scaring face on my sisters, and
I think we all have one of those. Don't you have one, Hilda, right? Yeah, I do. Actually, I think I was that one. So I bet you learn a lot of things in working with Miss Lee, too.
Yes, I
about
do.
How to do that, yeah. Do you have scary face acting classes, Miss Lee?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it that, but it all just comes down to, are you believable? Do you believe in what you're doing? Because until you do, we can't. And so we're pushing her. She's working with grown-ups.
Well, that was one of the questions I had for you. And what is it like for a 10-year-old, a very talented 10-year-old? What's it like to learn from grown-ups or to work with grown-ups? What do you learn from them?
Well, I learned that I have more to learn.
Oh. All right, we can just stop right now.
Yeah.
That's perfect. People can go an entire lifetime and not learn that. So you have more to learn. And are there some actors or actresses that you particularly look up to? That you like to learn from?
I like to learn from Miss Lee because I think she's a wonderful coach.
Oh, goodness. She wants the next role.
I think she's got it. What do you think?
Yeah, I do too.
Well, all your students say that, and one of the reasons it's wonderful.
I'm very proud of them. I really am.
Yeah, you have quite a alumni list.
I do.
Alumna list,
I do.
whatever that
I
appropriate.
will blow their horn.
Yeah.
They do good work.
So tell our listeners where they can find tickets, what they need to do to be sure you have a seat, where it's going to be, all those good details.
Okay, we are at the Price Center. That's our home base in San Marcos, and it's just one block over from the downtown HEB. And tickets can be gotten through the online system, which is at blackdiamondshows.com. You can call me at the box office at 512-847-7934, and we can take care of you that way. And we also have a Facebook page. We have a website, so come check us out.
And give us the dates. Of the
We
run.
open October 26th, and then we close on the 5th of November. We have 2 shows each Saturday, a matinee and an evening show, 2 Sunday matinees, and we are actually opening on a Thursday night.
I noticed that, yeah.
So
that's new, right?
Yeah, that's new. So we're doing 9 shows, and tickets are selling already really
I'm
good.
sure
I'm
they
just
are.
really
It's just-
thrilled.
it's a really exciting production for y'all to be doing.